Everybody wants to be rich, but nobody tells you the truth. The first 100,000 is the hardest money you'll ever make. Not because the math is complicated, but because it breaks you, mentally, emotionally, financially. And today I'm going to show you why, and what happens the moment you finally cross that line. Most people never hit their first 100k. Not because they're dumb, not because they're lazy, but because no one ever tells them how money really grows. No one explains why the beginning feels slow and hopeless, and why everything suddenly accelerates after that first 100k stack is built. When Warren Buffett was 11, he bought his first stock, 3 shares for $114, just a tiny investment. But that small decision became the foundation for one of the biggest fortunes in human history. Not because the amount was big, but because it started the snowball. Buffett always said the key was patience, but people underestimated how painful it is before compounding kicks in. Let's be real, the first 100k feels impossible, and here's why. Your first $1,000 grows by cents. Your first 10,000 grows by tens of dollars. It feels pointless. Your motivation dies quickly. You're grinding, you're saving, you're sacrificing, but your net worth barely moves. It feels like climbing up a muddy hill, and life gets in the way. Bills, stress, family, bad days, and every one of those things distracts you from the one game that actually builds wealth: consistency. Most people quit right before compounding wakes up. They stop at 20k, 30k, 40k, right before the curve begins to bend. But here's the crazy part. Once you hit 100k, the whole game changes. Your money becomes your employee. 10% of 100k is $10,000 a year. That's a second income without lifting a finger. Growth becomes visible. Suddenly you're seeing $300 months, $500 months, $1,000 months. The snowball is rolling downhill now. You don't rely on motivation anymore. Wealth stops being emotional, it becomes simple math. Every dollar becomes a soldier. Your army works 24/7, and the more soldiers you add, the faster the army multiplies. For me, this changed everything. Once I understood compounding, once I understood the slow start wasn't a failure, it was part of the design. I stopped trying to get rich quickly, I started trying to get rich certainly. And suddenly the grind made sense. I wasn't chasing pumps or shortcuts anymore, I was building something future me is going to look back on and thank me for. So here's the truth nobody tells you. The first 100k breaks you, the next 100k builds you, and after that, your money pays you. Don't focus on getting rich, focus on hitting that first 100k, because that's the moment wealth stops being a dream and starts being a system. If you want me to break down exactly how to reach your first 100k faster, investing strategies, income ideas, compounding hacks, the whole blueprint, tell me in the comments and I'll make part 2. And if you're already on the path, you're already ahead of 90% of people.